Hey there, kids. It's me, Oni the Unicorn. And I'm here to tell you that f***ing your dreams ain't cheap. In fact, it costs a ton of cash to do. So that's why me and the Oh No Radio Show need your help. Just go to the website displayed below and hit us up with some cash, yo. $1, $5, $1 million if you have it to spare. Any amount is appreciated. Well, I gotta go because these dreams ain't gonna fuck themselves. See ya!
Segment of the Ono Radio Show. Something quick I would like to just promote, if you'll give me a second. If you're a fan of the Ono Wrestling Podcast, or if you're just a fan of wrestling, you may or may not have heard me and our good friend Kyle Deuce of the Johnny and Deuce Podcast promote an event that's going on tomorrow in Winter Haven, Florida. It's Thunder Championship Wrestling, a new, not new, but it's been around about just over a year. It's a wrestling promotion that's based out of Winter Haven, Florida. It's $10. It starts at 8 p.m. and it's at Tanner's Lakeside. If you're a wrestling fan, you're a fan of the Graps, go check that out because I think it's going to be a really good event full of a lot of independent stars, and it's all socially distanced. It's the first, it's like their coming back party, if you will. I wouldn't actually call it a party, but it's their first event back. And yeah, you may or may not see some fine friends of the Ono Radio Show out there and help out some good friends of ours. Again, $10 tomorrow at 8 o'clock in Winter Haven at Tanner's Lakeside. Find all the details on our Facebook group over at facebook.com/groups/Ono Wrestling. All right, business out of the way there. This is the second segment of the Ono Radio Show where things do indeed get a little bit weird.
The business segment.
Business. All the business. I've been doing a lot of business lately. Been doing all sorts of been doing lots of deals, you know? trying to, you know, diversify, you know, make sure I got my incomes in the right places. We got some new shirt designs coming up soon. We do need to talk about those very soon, boys. As there's
looking good though.
Yeah, a couple of the new ones. I'm like, all right, I feel like we're really on the right track, and you guys, I believe, are going to love them. All thanks to our good friend Tom Barilli for taking care of those. What was I talking about? What did I want to talk about is, I guess, what I'm saying before break. Oh, yeah.
You said something about D?
I said something about what?
About D?
About D?
D's nuts?
D's nuts? Oh, you motherfucker. You got me. Got it. You got me. You got me. No, I think I was going to talk about, you know, this unemployment life of mine has been very, very harsh on me. So I feel like it's time that I need a vacation, and I need to get out of town. I need a vacation. You know,
what?
Yeah. I mean, it's time for a vacation, and honestly, all kidding aside, it's obviously for my wife. It's not for me. It's I'm just fortunate enough to live with somebody who understands understands my plight and can see me trying to like make things happen. But yeah, we were planning on a couple of different vacations earlier this year that kind of fell through for obvious reasons. So we're gonna take a couple weeks and we're gonna go, I think, and do some head up to the mountains. You know, like North Georgia, North Carolina mountains, do some hiking, get a cabin, Airbnb type thing. And really looking forward to it. You guys ever do like trips like that where you do like a cabin for a few days? Or,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Just keep going to the old taco shop. Just keep going to work.
I'm looking forward to it though. Just kind of getting out of town, really kind of, you know, taking a deep breath and relaxing and you know, getting away from things. You understand, right? I mean, it's just part of what you got to do as a human being to refresh and like regroup every once.
No doubt there. That's 100% what you need to do.
I'm saying it all in jest because obviously I don't deserve a vacation, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up. Is that it feels weird, you know, but it's something that obviously my wife wants to do, and she's been working her ass off. And what am I just like not gonna go on the trip? Like I can't you know. So there is a certain amount of guilt there. I won't lie. There is 100% a certain amount of guilt that comes with us planning this thing, and yes, it is going to be predominantly her money, but thankfully some of my unemployment money will be going to this vacation as well, and you know, you know, well, hopefully, you know,
Yeah. Sounds perfect. Hell yeah. Well, it's funny being up here, you know, like I'm in the same, a different guilty boat than your boat, but still, like, our cabin, of course, is up in Canada that we normally go to, but Canada is not opening its border.
Oh yeah, can't. Can you not even get up there if you wanted to?
Not if you're an American citizen. No.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they haven't opened their borders to us yet.
I didn't realize that, actually. I didn't realize that.
We would have gone probably any time if they would have opened it, but now, like, I think the next announcement's in October, and by that time up there, it's fucking cold already. So
yeah, you don't want to go when it's already too cold. So
how dare they deny me, an American citizen, access to their country?
Regardless of your citizenship, we do own property and pay taxes up there. So it's like, it kind of sucks not being able to go to your vacation home when you pay for it, even though you didn't get to go. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, it's probably not great for the vacation home. Do you have anybody like that takes care of it when you're up there? Like so.
Nope.
So it's gonna be
it's
gonna be all overgrown. It's gonna be like kind of like if you haven't had the chance to go up there in so long, I'm sure it's. You know, it doesn't do any wonders for the property that you guys own up there.
Yeah. There's definitely a fair amount of upkeep that goes into every year, you know. But since we haven't been able to go, you generally at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, you go up once at the end of the year and the beginning just to open it and close it. You know what I mean?
So it's closed.
Like you do all the shit.
It's closed.
Right, you close it for the season.
Yeah.
So it's okay to sit, but at the same time, shit.
It does need to be tended to.
Yeah. So
write Trudeau a letter.
Well, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for you not being able to go, but I do feel bad for your parents who are paying for that.
Same here. I was looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong, because I was looking forward to it, but it sucks worse for especially my dad. It's like. That's our spot.
That's his little, and that's the getaway, right? That's always been, ever since I've known you, it's the once a year at least trip that you go up there, you have a couple weeks, and you chill out without internet. Yeah. Like, you've got power and plumbing, right? But you don't.
Well, not plumbing. There is an outhouse.
It's an outhouse situation. I don't think I've ever used an outhouse. Now, I've shit in the woods.
In your life? Never?
No, I mean, I've shit in the woods, but I've never used an outhouse. I'd never have used an outhouse. No, I've never been in that world.
Well, it's a thing. You just dump a little lye on it at the end, so
Yeah.
shit breaks down a little better. But
It's not that big of a deal.
I dug the shithole. I think both times. There's 2 shitholes I've dug.
And does it have the stereotypical like shack around it, like or like how does that?
Yeah,
work?
it's like, well, we have an A-frame cabin, so we have like a little mini A-frame shitter, which is kind of
Okay.
funny.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's a little outhouse. It's a little shed where you shit.
When next time that you go, you need to take video because I know you don't have internet up there. You can't do a show and you can't necessarily call or what have you. But
Well,
you need to take video to give
yeah.
back to us so that we understand a little bit more of like Ty's vacation spot.
This
I would
is
love that.
where I take a dump.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because I kind of want to see that. I have never experienced it, and it'd be kind of neat. Have you ever shit in an outhouse, Mike?
I think I've shit in an outhouse, and I've shit out in the woods. I've shit pretty much all over the damn place.
If you can shit there, I shat there.
Yeah, I'm pretty wild and free with my poops.
Fair enough.
I remember, I've pooped in a lot of porta potties, but yeah, I think I've used an outhouse before.
I mean, a porta potty is like a plastic outhouse. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, if you were to include the porta potty in the outhouse scenario, then of course I've pooped in plenty of
Yeah.
porta potties.
Well, we dig a hole, but yeah.
I would say that's probably way more clean, than a porta potty. Right?
Porta potties are pretty gross.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it smell a lot? Like when you go into the outhouse, is it real stinky or?
I don't think it's really terrible. It's not bad. It's really not. You as it gets closer to the top, you can start to notice more, and then that's when you fill it and dig a new hole. But
right.
How they sell that like a jug of that blue stuff that's in the bottom of the porta potties? Ty, they sell that for your outhouses?
I don't think they use that, right?
You don't
That's
use
not
that.
good.
There's
That's
no point.
not good. Yeah, that'd be bad for the environment and.
Nah, it's good for poop.
Good. Yeah, it probably is good for poop.
No, for real, you just have a bucket, like a little ice cream pail, one of the big ice cream pails of lye.
You do a couple scoops and you throw it in there, type deal, or
every time you poop, you do that.
Huh.
And when you pee, if you nobody pees in the outhouse, you pee on a tree, but
right.
I mean, women,
even the ladies, ladies in the north pee on trees.
Good to know. Good to know. It's my type of lady as well. It's my type of lady.
Hey man, we should all go.
I would be down. I would be down.
We should do an no trip. Bring your ladies with you. We'll have a great time.
You know what? I would be down with that. I think I can arrange it.
I mean it when I say that too. I think we should do that.
I think we should as well. I don't know how you get up there, but then again I'd probably have to meet you to even find the place. So
let's all smuggle ourselves into Canada and sneak up there and stay illegally.
You have to get there by boat too, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you gotta
it's on an island.
It's on an island. Yeah, it's like on an island in the middle of nowhere, man. Like you gotta get there by boat. That sounds cool though. It does sound cool.
It's pretty great.
Man, I don't know.
Wait, how small is the island?
Our island, which is Little Bell West, is about a mile long by a half mile wide.
And you're the only ones on the island, or are there other people on the island?
So originally it was also, the property is literally land plots. We have plots of land. It's not the whole island. Technically that's not ours. But on the island itself, it used to be 3 plots that were all our property. We sold the plot on the other end of the island to a family friend. And then there's a small mini A-frame in the middle of the island in between. But nobody, that thing's never been completely finished. You can stay in there if you wanted to, but it's don't do that. There's no need for that.
Right. Is there a lot of bugs? You get a lot of bugs?
There are hatches of, you got to watch out for horseflies and shit like that, But at the same time, it's not really terrible. It's not.
I had
What kind of bugs do they have in Canada?
Well, they got mosquitoes the size of fucking birds up there, man. Like
They aren't that huge, but they are bastards.
Yeah, you got a lot. There's a lot of mosquitoes, I would imagine.
Yeah. Like I said, like it depends on what time of year we're up there, and different shit hatches at different times. But normally, you would see probably if you're there for a week, you'll probably see some sort of bug hatch nearby. So you're like, oh, there's all the flies, fucking assholes. What are you gonna do?
Do you get like bears and shit?
There's bears, elk, deer, caribou. There's a ton of beavers up there. A lot of beaver. Gotta love the beavers.
I want to like see a beaver and then like
Pet it.
not pet it because I'm pretty sure they're mean.
Yeah, you don't really want to pet them.
I want to pet a beaver.
They're not friendly.
How much different is a beaver than an otter?
Totally.
Quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to pet them both. Like otters are cuter than beavers, right?
Beavers tend to end up being like rodents up there. Like, people shoot them on sight because
well, they
we
use
don't
them for
want
the
you to
fur.
fuck up the trees, and
They use them for the fur and shit, though, too, right? Like,
not really. That doesn't really
No?
happen as much anymore.
Yeah, it's in the well. I mean, it's what their fur's kind of like bristly and shitty, right? Like,
No, beaver fur is great.
good.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it repels the water. That's why they like it. Like it's got that like maybe it's an oil or something like in their fur that doesn't it repel water? Am I crazy in saying that, Ty?
No, I don't think so. But after they die, I'm not sure if it still holds up the same way. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
I just want a tail, just one beaver tail.
I was just thinking like because bugs and everything. I had a bug experience this morning. I woke up and on my nightside table, I thought it was a joke. Every morning I wake up, I'm usually dehydrated from the night before. I grab my cup of water and I go and down my water, and I take a good few good gulps. I put down my water on my nightside table and I look over to it, the right of it, and I've got a roach, man. I got a big roach. Like it's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Like inch and a half. And you know how roaches, they usually do the scurry thing. Like they're real skittish. But this one was like, I seriously thought my wife was like playing a joke on me and had bought like a fake roach and popped like down on
Did you pick it up?
Well, I was about to. I'm like, what is that? And then I saw it's that little antennae moving. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, that shit's real. But it was doing something weird. I'd never seen this before. Like, it was standing like on its hinds. Like, not on its hinds. Like, it was standing up like a person. But it was
it wanted to be you.
But it was doing... But it was like,
it was like reared up. And
it wasn't laying flat like roaches usually do. Like it was like, as far as its legs could stand, like it was standing up. Like if you were to take your hand and put it flat on a surface of whatever, like your table, and then you were to like curl it in, like a spider or whatever, right? Like you curl it up like so it's standing like that, like, and it was you know what I mean. So
it was standing up. It was asking you for a cigarette, and you were freaking out.
And it didn't move. And I like kind of like I was very cautious, and I moved like everything around it. It still didn't move except for its antenna, kind of like doing a thing, and it stayed very still. I'm like, oh well, I gotta get this motherfucker's like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not paying attention to me. I'm like, I gotta get him now. So I look around for a sandal. Of course, those are out in the living room. But on Teresa's nightstand, she's got her like planners and diaries.
You mother, you're a horrible. You're a bastard.
Perfect.
And she likes these like fancy planners from
the moleskin.
Pretty much kind of something like that. It was like a It's from Rifle Paper Company in Winter Park, Florida. Like they come like very fancy
Oh,
designs.
she's buying boutique planners, and
Oh.
you're gonna smash a buggo with it.
Well, I didn't have any choice. Like it was my only option, so I grabbed it and I went over top of it and I went shaboom, and it was juicy as fuck too. I'm like, oh fuck.
Owen.
So I did as soon as I killed it obviously, and I went to the bathroom with the planner first off. I'm like, she can't see this. And I cleaned it off the best I could, and I got it
The
later.
best I could.
got
That
it
means
later.
it didn't look right.
Got it. Hopefully she
That
doesn't-
means still very evident you killed a bug with it.
It might have a stain on the back of it. That
You didn't
was-
tell her yet, huh?
Nope. Yeah, she will probably not listen to the show when she's already asleep. So hopefully I get away with this one. But I cleaned it off the best I could. I cleaned up the bug as best I could. And we're going to hope for the best on that one. Put the planner right back where it was. And there we go. Well, what do you
Real quick, Owen, that I've been listening to the podcast a very long time. Every podcaster goes, "Oh man, I'm glad my wife's already asleep and isn't gonna listen to this. Never gonna hear about it." 100% of the time, they listen to it and they heard about it.
Nah. I mean, unless she hears it right now, she will not go back and listen to the show. She is
You know that right now in the other room, she's lifting up her planner like, this motherfucker. This was the good plan.
Well, and then she'll probably take it and wipe it on my pillow and like, she'll get her own back. Feel very confident that she'll on our vacation that we're gonna take, that she'll get her own back with some form of bug in my bed, and I do. Again, I feel bad about it. There's a little bit of guilt, but hey, I had to kill the roach. She would have been more mad if the roach was still alive and she saw it later on her pillow in the bedroom herself, right? Like that's my justification for it. It's
Probably.
What are you gonna do?
So, I don't want to take this super crazy, because I know we all have to talk about COVID every day, but I feel like people are just done with it.
Yeah,
Like
they've
have
given
moved
up on it.
past it officially. They're just like,
Yeah.
what, you mean what? Like, stopping people at the door like, hey, do you have a mask with you? And they're like, a what? It's like they're dumbfounded. I'm like,
That's bizarre. Because all of us know. All of us know still that it's still like, an issue, and it's not, especially in Florida. It's most certainly not over.
Mm-hmm.
I get the point of like trying to get back to live life as safely as possible. I understand that you can't coop up in your house and quarantine forever. I get that part. I do.
Yeah.
But we all gotta do our part, and we all. If we don't, then we know the outcome.
Goes on
It just keeps going on and on and on.
forever.
Yeah, and then we can't get back to live events. Like, we might be able to keep this like minimal 50% thing going on for a while, but we're not ever gonna get back to 100%. Is my point. If we don't do our part. Like that's where I stand. And if you have any love for going to see a concert or going to see any form of entertainment or show, then I'm still out of work and you don't get your fucking shows, because that's what's going to happen. You might be able to go to a restaurant and sit outside, and you might be able to get by with some form of, regular life. But unless you wear a mask in your stores and, don't, that's where I stand on it.
Oh, real
And-
quick, mini conspiracy time. So this is also a mini plot. So all bars and restaurants have to go down to 50% occupancy,
Right.
effectively meaning we need twice as many bars. So this is a plot by Big Alcohol to get more
No,
bars.
I don't think it works like that, man. No, I don't think
I
it
like where
works
your
like
head's at.
that. Yeah.
COVID is all just a plot by big alcohol to get more bars. And you know what? I support this theory. This is one of the conspiracies that I do support and will actively endorse.
Okay.
More bars. So that when this does all clear up, we just have more bars.
And all of them will close if they open back up to regular percentage.
Mm-mm.
Not
Nope,
all of
they'll
them, but a
just stay
certain
open.
percentage of them will have to because they won't have the amount of people to go to them and so on.
I think we'll end up with a net positive amount of bars.
Okay. Well,
A plus.
I live in the land of the most bars. You should come up here.
And it's kind of cold for a better part of the year. I like the cold.
and you guys don't do any masks anywhere, apparently.
No, that's not completely true, but it's sort of true. It's weird up here, man.
Yeah.
They aren't enforcing it, but there is an order to say you have to wear masks wherever you go. But
No
a
one's
lot of
enforcing
places
it.
put up a sign saying, if you don't wear a mask, we assume you have some sort of disorder. That is fine. Go about your business. It's
Then just don't go out, dickhead.
how Trumpy is it up there, Ty?
I would say fairly majorly. Yeah, it's pretty Trumpy.
Mostly is what he wants to say is.
I mean,
mostly.
even driving around here, like there's lawn signs out in a lot of places. There is one Biden sign on my street, which even that I'm like, who the fuck is that? All right.
Okay.
And I've seen a few around town, but it's very overwhelmingly majority Trump.
Not shocking. Not shocking. Do you guys use batteries for like anything at all anymore?
I mean, do you count the internal batteries in like products?
I was just trying to think. Like, I use them in my job.
A remote control here and there.
Remote control. Like, but even your game controllers now, right? You charge them up and shit, or do you use batteries?
No. Well, I mean, I guess my situation is I have it plugged into the back of my computer so that there's no lag and.
But they don't have an internal battery in it, like that charges up.
No, I bought a wired controller on purpose because it just needs to be long enough to sit at my desk. But in the past, yes, I bought controllers, but they all had special rechargeable batteries. Like
most of them do. Yeah.
Long gone are the days of like 2 AA's to power your Xbox controller.
That's what I was getting at. Is that I was hearing people talk about this on the radio today and saying like how many batteries they go through. I'm like, well, what are you using batteries for? It doesn't seem like in 2020 there are many things that require batteries, and a set of batteries in your TV remote, let's be real, like that lasts for
a good minute.
Well, close to a year, right? Like in most cases,
could be more. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just a little bit dumbfounded by like, what are you using AA batteries for, or 9 volts, or what have you? Like guitar pedals, like you could throw one in there, but they
9 volts are slowly going extinct, but they're still around to a degree.
And the only time I really used to ever see batteries or like use batteries on a consistent basis was when I was working in the the corporate world where I had AV packs, and you're using them for stuff like that. So I get that side of things, but I think I bought like a pretty big pack of. I bought a pack of AAAs and a pack of AA's, and I've had them now for probably 2 years. And I just don't really. Again, I thought that was weird that people are still actively using a lot of them. Did we lose Mikey?
No, I mean he'll be right back.
I just making sure we didn't lose him there. Usually, like a picture will pop up and say, like, let me just double check to make sure, because otherwise I'll have to invite him. Oh no, he's back.
There.
Oh, there. Oh shit, that's why it's this asshole. Oh god damn it. Oh, well, let's.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Batteries.
And
now, Johnny Moonbag.
Oh. You guys are playing the news theme. What's that?
Yeah,
that
well,
about?
I didn't realize you were, hopping in tonight.
I just didn't. I don't got no news.
No news.
Just coming to hang out with you guys.
Okay, well, that's fine too. I mean, you can come and hang out
What-
with us.
What you guys doing?
Mikey B on Smoko?
No, he said he had to take care of business.
What does that usually mean? Is he pooping? Oh,
No.
he's
you guys know.
okay. Not sure we can do that on Twitch, by the way. Make those
That's why he's sending the professionals.
those sexual gestures are a little frowned upon. But Johnny, what can we do you for? Just apart from hanging out with us?
You know, just want to talk about the official John Moonbag's super sponsor,
Oh, okay.
Jim Beam Bourbon.
Jim Beam Bourbon tonight.
Yeah.
How
You
is?
know, I get all the biggest guys to sponsor my habit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they don't want me calling it a habit, but shoot from the hip.
As you do, as you're apt to do.
What's going on, Moonbags? What's going on tonight, man? You raging?
Just taking a break from normal newscasting.
Yeah. Having a rough time over there, huh?
Official sponsors, real good. The real sponsor in my cough. No, it's been pretty good. Just hanging out with the one kid that I'm still allowed to hang out with.
Right on, right on. Do you want to just continue with the show and
I heard you guys were discussing the batteries.
Yep, we were discussing batteries. Do you use a lot of batteries, Johnny?
No, well, not since my wife moved out. We
Mm.
seem to go through fuckloads of batteries when she was
Well,
still here.
I kind
I
of.
don't know.
What
Was
kind
there
of sexy toys does she have?
They were D batteries, the big old D batteries
those are for serious business.
for that D battery she was taking.
It's either a boombox or a dilder. You
Oh.
don't know which.
Well, this one had Bluetooth connection, so play music with it.
I
There's
like
both.
that. Did it have it had a subwoofer in the actual?
Yeah, you feel the
And-
vibration.
Yeah.
Acid vibrations.
Yeah, I get it.
It's pretty cool.
Let me ask you
There you
this. Let me ask you this, Johnny, because I wanted to bring this up with Mikey, but maybe you can answer as well.
Okay.
I get really mad when, say, you're at like a barbecue. You go to a lot of barbecues
Of all
this
of
summer.
them?
All of them. Yeah.
I will say I show up to a lot of barbecues.
A barbecue's a good time. We can all agree.
No, very great.
Like a hamburger, and when I get a hamburger, I like to put some ketchup on that hamburger. Now I've found.
Now it's catsup.
Well, maybe that plays into what I'm exactly about to say right now, because I have found that there are people that like certain types of ketchup or catsup on there, and they can be very picky about the type of ketchup that they will use, and if it's not a certain brand or type, they will turn their noses up at it. What say you, Johnny?
I'm a catsup man.
Do you have a specific brand?
Wellerman's.
Weatherman's.
Weatherman's.
Is that a
Catsup.
thing? Is that a? I've never heard of weather. I don't even think that's a thing.
It is. And I ordered it, and it's damn so tangy and tomatoey.
So you're a tomato ketchup snob, huh?
No, the craftiest of catsups.
Oh, what about you, Ty? Do you turn your nose up like if there's a Hunt's instead of a Heinz, or maybe a store brand of ketchup? Do you turn your nose up at that style of ketchup?
I think Hunt sucks balls. Like in general, I don't like Hunts.
I think
There's something about the Hunts that's like it's a little watered down or something.
I think you're
not tangy.
all. I think you're all fucking crazy. Like you can
well,
say they
I'm
all
not saying
suck.
I'm a Heinzman.
You
I
say
like
they
Heinz.
all suck balls. They're all within like a very close range. You can't have that much difference in
sucks.
ketchup. Store brand is not that much different from Hunt's to Heinz to Weatherman's. I don't think
How
that there's,
dare you?
I don't think that there's much of a
Weatherman's
difference.
is distinct.
I do not think that there is much of a difference whatsoever between the types of ketchup. And if you're a picky ketchup snob, you can get right the fuck off my show.
Well,
Both
I'm
of
just
you.
saying, you're talking about ketchups, and you're comparing ketchups with catsups. And it's not even a question. This is.
God damn it, Johnny! I'm kicking you off my show.
No.
Was my ketchup profile hot take too hot?
Yeah, it was too hot.
I love catsups.
Sorry,
What's the
keep
weirdest
fucking-
thing you put ketchup on? Put ketchup on anything weird?
I don't really put it on anything weird.
I know some people that like it on eggs. I find that kind of strange.
I don't mind it on eggs. I like it on. I'd prefer a hot sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
All day.
Sometimes I
ketchup.
like a mixture of kind of a hot sauce and ketchup on certain things. That I think it is good. I try to think if there's anything really weird I put it on, and no, I don't think so, because I'm a French fries hamburger, type of guy.
It's straightforward.
It's
Yeah,
pretty straightforward with it. Like
I'm with you.
I'm not over the top with my ketchup. I've been known to maybe have a bit of substances, and then feel the need with munchies, and then I've been known to dip a potato chip in a bit of ketchup, just for I'll make my own mixture with a bit of ketchup, and then hot sauce, and then sometimes I'll even put a little drop of honey in there and smooth it all around, so it makes a sweet, hot, sauce. But the ketchup is really only there as a kind of more of like a base and a thickener, as a kind of like holds it all together. See, it's the conduit.
There's only
interesting.
There's only like 2 or 3 applications I really even use ketchup. It's like French fries, a hamburger, and a hot dog. I mean, honestly, I think that's about it. I don't really use, for most other situations, I have a more favorite condiment that could be used. I think it's mostly just, it's got to be just barbecue food, pretty much.
Well, I know that Ty will frown upon your usage of, I believe he will frown upon your usage of ketchup on a hot dog.
No, that's not true. Some hot dogs, it's okay.
Like I'm saying, like a standard, normal, like
Ballpark.
If it's a regular hot dog, that's okay.
A little bit of like 1 swirl of mustard, 1 swirl of ketchup, and that's just probably.
But if it's like a bratwurst, an actual good sausage, don't
mostly
taint
just
the
mustard.
Dog. Yeah. But yeah,
Mo-
that's a
But I also
sausage,
want
not a
onions
hot
then,
dog to
too.
me though. Like that's a big
onions,
difference.
sauerkraut, all that.
Oh,
But
I love all of it.
So real quick,
Onions,
I grew up,
sauerkraut, mustard.
I grew up in Titusville, and we had this place called Dave's, and it was inside the little, like, the one mall in town that was completely dying, and like stores were closing down left and right around Dave's, which was literally like a hot dog stand in a kiosk.
Right.
But
Right.
the dude had been there for like 20 fucking years, just serving hot dogs out of like the same little setup. But he made the best little Reuben dog.
Oh,
I
dude.
can respect that. Sometimes, you take it to its simplest form, and if a guy knows how to make the perfect dog, then that to me is better than having like 10 items on a menu. But like if you just specify like, yeah, like that's what I do. I make the dog. People like the dog. Sell the dog.
It's a good dog.
We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Some people make things too complicated when literally the best version of something
It's the
is
simplest version.
sometimes the most simple.
Yes. No, sometimes it is the best. Like I understand there's like Kraft macaroni and cheese, for instance, where you can not Kraft as in the brand, but Kraft as in like we get fancy with our
Right.
macaroni and cheese.
Artisan.
Artisan, throw all these other ingredients in there. But sometimes you just want the basic bitch macaroni and cheese. It's like mashed potatoes. Sometimes mashed potatoes with all the extra sour cream and all the extra
Butter,
cheese and butter.
skin.
That's great. Sometimes that's great. But sometimes you just want the basic mashed potatoes. Like that's a lesson in life, friends. That's a lesson in life from Ono Radio Show.
Owen's doing Owen's wisdoms.
Yeah, that is a bit of
this
an
week.
Owen wisdom this week. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Simple.
Simple.
What is it? What is it? The kiss mantra. Keep it simple, stupid.
I think so.
Mhm.
I don't think that's with the Kiss the band though.
That was like what
they were
acronym
the
stood
opposite.
for.
They were the opposite of that mantra, I believe.
Keep it super crazy complex with
Yeah.
makeup and pyro.
I think so. You know what we're gonna do though before we roll out of here for the evening?
Drugs?
No, not
Ooh,
tonight.
drugs.
We're gonna do
Oh, okay.
this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Versus! That was good. I like that you still wanted to do.
That was a tenor scream. Tenor. It was
You
very
wanted to
tenor.
do a bit of your pterodactyl there, even though it's in the intro now. You don't technically
I
need
miss
to
it.
do it. Like, oh, don't worry, we'll bring it back for you. But Versus is a segment that that we like to do, where we have a hypothetical death match between usually celebrities or people we love, people that you know on the show, and we theme it with, whatever we feel like this week. This week, however, I felt the need. It's been a while since we've done one of these. We've probably done this topic before, but tonight it's a versus with people with diabetes.
Diabetic versus.
We got
This is gonna be dangerous.
we got a diabetic versus.
Ooh, I gotta fight.
I did not know, apart from one or two people on this list, that they had diabetes. So here we go. Round one. Tom Hanks versus Drew Carey.
I imagine Drew Carey had diabetes.
They're both type 2. I have to imagine. That's kind of a tough fight.
I would say
Like-
Carey's got shorter arms, I would believe, and a little
Drew
bit
Carey's
less
pretty
reach.
tall, isn't he?
Let's see.
He's a big dude.
Jim, or not? Did I say Jim? I meant Drew. If
Oh,
it-
Drew,
I
sorry.
I
Drew
said
Carey.
Drew.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, we were talking about Drew Carey. Wouldn't say Drew's particularly
5'10".
tall. Yeah, he's average or slightly average height, and if I with his weight fluctuations, it doesn't necessarily surprise me that he would be diabetic.
Tom Hanks is kind of like a. That's kind of a surprise, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
What's the age difference that we're looking at here? Do you have Drew's? I'll look up Tom's.
Tom Hanks is 64.
Okay.
Drew Carey 62.
All right, so only a 2-year age difference here.
Tom Hanks is 6 foot tall, where Drew Carey stands up 5'10". But Drew's slimmed down in the past few years.
I feel like Drew might actually be the tougher of the two. And that's where I'm gonna put my vote. I'm gonna go because he's seen the comedy scene. He's been on the road. He's been dirty over the years. Tom Hanks, very milquetoast. He is the most milquetoast of actors. If you were to really boil it down, I'm going Drew Carey. I'm going Drew Carey.
I kind of want to go Drew right away, but I feel like I'm drawn back to the Tom Hanks factor. I feel like he commits to, a role of sorts. He'll atone his body to a degree, depending on what's going on. He was Forrest Gump. You saw that shit. Even watching the scenes that he's acting in Forrest Gump.
That makes him a war hero.
I mean, yeah. He's Forrest Gump.
He was also in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
so
he's a
true.
war hero.
War hero there.
Yeah.
I'm going with Hanks. I think Hanks is a little more rough and tumble, and I believe that my love for Tom Hanks will not allow me to vote against him.
Okay, all right. Ty,
I guess that's two Hanks.
You have the deciding vote. You're sticking with. You're going Hanks.
I'm going Hanks on this.
Man.
I'm surprised at myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 1, Tom Hanks. Moving on to round 2.
I wonder if he got rid of COVID. Did that happen?
Yeah, I think they quarantined themselves up, and they're doing a lot better. From what I've heard, him and his wife, right?
Yeah.
Round 2 of Versus. Bret Michaels versus David Letterman.
Ooh.
Bret Michaels?
Bret Michaels versus David Letterman.
Oh.
We got an old tough guy versus a guy that was a pretend rock star and had fake hair. Where do we go with it?
Well, the height advantage is definitely on Letterman.
Letterman's a tall dude. He's a tall dude.
Big, tall, and lanky. He does outage Bret Michaels by
a lot,
20 years, almost.
Probably more, really.
Bret Michaels is 57. Letterman's 73.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there is a bit of a mix mash there. I remember something about David Letterman being a boxing guy in his youth. Like, I kind of remember him being maybe a boxing guy.
Wasn't he on like a celebrity boxing? Did he do a celebrity boxing thing?
Who?
Letterman?
I don't
was
remember
that?
that. I don't
I
think.
don't
I
know.
think you're making things up there. But the side part about that is like for an older guy, he definitely keeps himself in decent shape. And Bret Michaels, I feel like he just. I remember him seeing on Rock of Love. I mean, he was definitely, punching down on the old beanbag there with his cowboy hat on and his razzle dazzle jeans. So I don't know. I feel like David Letterman could probably take Bret Michaels.
But
I
mean,
also, I want to say that, but like the odd drug factor plays into Bret Michaels a little
That's-
more.
yeah, that's what I
okay.
wanted to get to. Is like Michael's probably been through a lot of shit, like with drugs, and his body's hard.
But is that going to help or hurt? Maybe he's weaker because of his, being worn down by all his rock and roll lifestyle.
I would say he probably is weaker in general, but he probably feels less pain.
Okay. All right.
But at
Weaker
the same
physically,
time-
stronger emotionally and mentally, maybe.
Mikey,
I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna go
stay
first.
on fucking
Oh,
on Letterman's
he's
side on
going
this
with
one. though.
Letterman. He's going with Letterman.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like he's gonna get his ass kicked a little bit, but pull a Rocky out in like the 5th or 6th round and beat his ass.
Sure. Yeah,
But it-
I'm leaning that way, unless you can convince me otherwise. Because I just want.
I think I wanted to. Yeah, I was gonna try and go in with the same thing like Ty, like the drug thing. But now that you bring up, I can't tell if it would make him stronger
Or weaker,
or
yeah.
evidently more weaker. I'm gonna stick with my initial gut and go Letterman.
It's a 3-way Letterman. I'm
Bret
definitely
Michaels
going
got
with
knocked the
Letterman.
fuck out.
Yeah, knock the fuck out.
By a 70-year-old too.
Right? I know. All right, next up, round 3. It's the women's match of the evening. Halle Berry versus Salma Hayek.
The sexiest round ever. Shit.
Yeah, this is a really, really sexy round. Yeah.
Mikey, you got to go first this time. Since I went first the first time, Ty went first the second time. It's on you right now with your prediction.
Halle
choice.
Berry or
Salma Hayek.
oh,
Both of them fit. I would imagine around the same age, right? Who would you guess is
mean-
older? Before looking it up, who would you guess is older? Selma or Halle?
Hayek.
I was
Probably.
gonna. No, you know what? I'm gonna.
Oh,
No, I'll
it's
go
tough.
the other way.
It's
I go
tough.
Halle Berry. I think Halle Berry's older.
I think Selma too, but barely. I think it's close.
Yeah, it is close. It's got to be.
Salma Hayek, 54.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Holly's that old.
Halle Berry is
52.
54.
Wow.
They're the
All right.
same age.
I promise you, I didn't look that up when I was writing verses. I promise you, I didn't. I honestly
But
didn't.
I still think that I'm gonna go Hayek.
Okay.
I think it's a little spicier. I think that spice is gonna shine through and gonna really get her.
I mean, that was going to be one of my big parts. Is that realistically, she's got that Latin, heat, that flair, that anger. She's going to throw a shoe. She's definitely going to do something. Those knockers are going to they're going to protect her a little bit too. Those knockers, beautiful things. By the way, I take Selma Hayek in bed over Halle Berry personally.
All right,
as
well, first this was kind of weird with a hypothetical fight. Now you're just like, I would also bet this one over this one.
But I
Well,
would. I mean, I
knockers.
would. Not to say that Halle Berry is beautiful, but
I mean, come on. I'm an equal opportunity employer over here with that situation.
Yeah, no discrimination.
But that's not what we're talking about. I will. I'm gonna have to back you up on the Selma Hayek on this one. I think the Latin Fire is it a three-way tie on this?
I like the Latin Fire, but I feel like Halle Berry's got a little more like tough shit in her. She's been like seen her toned. Halle Berry's never been like toned.
Yeah.
Or I mean, Salma Hayek's never been toned like
You're
Halle
right.
Berry.
You are right. You are right on that one.
She's got some muscle mass, but at the same, I'll tone you. I'm
gonna go Selma. Yeah.
I gotta pick Halle out of this.
Going Halle, but
I feel the spiciness. Don't get me wrong, and I'm.
It would be a good fight. It would be a good fight. I'll give you that. I will 100% give you that. We got one more round of verses here. 1 second. Round 4, and you knew it was coming. The ultimate battle of diabetes.
Wait, they both have diabetes? Shit. What?
Larry King versus Wilford Brimley.
The two horsemen of the diabetes apocalypse.
I mean, that's the main event. It's got to be, right?
Fuck. Wilford Brimley wins. I don't care what you say. You can't convince me any differently.
He wins all diabetes-based battles.
He's been a badass in a multitude of different situations, whereas...
oh, shit. I keep hitting that wrong button. I'm sorry.
Whereas fucking Mr. King's only been awesome on the airwaves. You know?
I think Mr. King was also a boxer once upon a time as well, though. I definitely remember that from like hearing like some biographies on him. So you might have a bit more of a fighting background, but then again, he is a. I mean,
Wilford Brimley is gonna come out with like a little spring-loaded needle and like pop Larry King like right in the neck one time, and he bleed him out.
It's probably true.
A little lancet. He's gonna get lancetted real good.
Brimley with the lancet fist. Ow.
Yeah, I mean,
He'll bleed you out of all your fingertips.
To the end of his days, he still seemed like a pretty tough motherfucker, right, Brimley? Like, he seemed
Whoa!
like, oh, Ty, don't show that.
Whoa!
I got needles.
Yeah, it freaks me out.
You want some lancet?
Oh, they make me...
Ow! What does that one do?
Just checks his blood sugar.
That's all it does?
Yeah, it's a poker. Bloop.
Oh, those make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Oh.
Guess you got to deal with it if it's your
No,
situation.
Brimley,
in life.
100%.
Yeah, it's a. You know what? It is.
In
it doesn't
honor.
make sense exactly, but Brimley is gonna win.
Triple
I don't care
threat.
What you say.
Brimley is our main event diabetes champion.
Brimley. Brimley. R.I.P. Brimley.
And there you go. That was versus.
Man, both Selma and Hayek.
And
both Selma and Hayek.
Selma and Halle.
That's what
Halle
she
Berry.
calls her.
Yeah.
Selma.
Big old Hayeks.
Big old Hayeks, indeed. Yeah, I guess they're both diabetic rather. I looked up celebrities with diabetes, and those were all people that popped up.
That was a sexy round, though. Oh my god.
Yeah. I had to include it. I'll do it again, actually, just to kind of just some other ones. Randy Jackson, that's surprising, Sherry
He must have-
Shepherd, don't know who that is. Patti LaBelle, Dave
Yeah.
Wells. Hang on, I'm not accepting your privacy bullshit terms. Hang on.
I just want to know who's diabetic. God damn it!
Yeah, like, come on, like
Celebrity
I did it.
diabetes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have it, and I mean, even Tom Hanks was surprising, right? You know, like I wouldn't have guessed that, but I guess they.
Me neither.
I guess they, yeah, they're fucking like gallery. Nick Jonas.
So wait, type 2 is that the one you're born with, or is that the one you get?
That's well.
Two's the one you usually get in
There's
later
not
age, right?
There's not an exact black and white with that, but for the most part, type 2 are the people that give it to themselves, whereas type 1 is more genetic
What you're
and
born
shitty.
with, right.
I wasn't born with it, but you know, I'm type 1.
So yeah, yours is definitely somewhat more excusable. Yeah,
Somewhat.
Yeah, most of the like the big, I guess, big names I already mentioned. Dick Clark apparently had it before he died.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the old Clark.
Nick Jonas has it. So yeah. There's some
Diabetes.
There's some diabetic celebrities for you.
Are you a celebrity living with diabetes?
Call the Ono Radio Show.
Call the ONRS radio show. Tell us that you have diabetes.
Yeah. No, don't do that. We're wrapping up things for the night. I did want to mention one thing, though, before we go. And I wanted to, I wanted to first off mention two things, because I wanted to mention that my time paradox is still continuing. Every time I look at a clock, when I'm just going about my business, it always seems to pop up on 10:10 or 11:11 or 12:12. Like, it's always like 4:44. I always see it, man. Like, there's some weird Bernstein Bears Mandela effect going on, and I'm in a different reality, and that time is all strange, all warping around us, and that's one of the reasons for it. It'll be written about in scientific journals years from now. You watch. You just start looking.
Owen was the one who discovered it, the paradox.
I did.
So wait, which is this Darkest Timeline, or is this not even close to Darkest Timeline?
We will have to talk about the darkest timeline of the Ono Radio Show another day, where we find, because that is an interesting conversation, and I will. Yeah, what is? I mean, could it be darker for some of us? I don't really know. I mean, alternate timeline. We'll just call it that. But the one thing I wanted to mention, and it's only because, and this is more serious, Mikey, you've always been kind of a car guy, even though you can't drive. You're kind of a car dude. You were in car clubs. You understand cars. You like cars. Have you heard about this new thing where a lot of like these brand new cars, like this next generation in the next couple of years that are going to be coming out of, say, your BMWs or higher end automobiles, are going to make you essentially get subscription services, much like you do with apps, to unlock features that already exist in the car that you've purchased. And if you don't pay your monthly fee, your cruise control won't work, or your heated seats that is in like your seat of your car. Have you heard anything about this? Because it is so bullshit to me, especially when you're obviously going to be spending a lot of money on, a new automobile.
I haven't really heard of that specifically. It would seem like it would be really okay. So you imagine like anything that's ever broken on a car somebody has fixed it without going to the whatever,
Right.
without going to the mechanic or without
Yeah,
going to the dealership.
but we're getting further and further away from that, though.
It doesn't matter because we still have, now that we're getting more into the electronic side of it, we also now have YouTube. That was the thing. Back then, they could teach you how to work on a carburetor because it was...
But you're going to void your warranties, right? Like, that's, like, I understand.
But how are you going to lock me out of something that I'm paying for to own?
Well, that's the biggest question, and how that will all work, because there are multiple automotive companies that plan on doing exactly that, following that exact model. It's that your car is now basically an iPad with wheels, and that you unlock things based upon what you're willing to spend per month on a subscription basis, or do upgrades to within the actual software. Rather, like, all the cars will be built the same, but you get certain features based upon what you want to pay.
Now, I could see that from the side of, you know, you built all the cars exactly the same. It streamlines production.
Yeah.
If every car is exactly the same, then it just depends on what you want to buy. I mean, it would also trim down on the number of like showrooms you would need, because now you don't need to have a showroom to display the 8 different trim levels of your one. We'll just use BMW for example, the 330i. Now you don't need a showroom to display the 8 different trim levels there are for that. There's one. You could sell it online, honestly, and it'd be easier because now you don't need to do anything but pick a color.
Well, actually, I think that there will become a time in our lifetime where the whole outside of the car is an OLED paint that you literally can change and pick the color of your car depending on your mood that day. Like, it's like going to be seriously like customizing a car in a video game. That is what I believe we're going to see in our lifetime. And it might take, another 20 years for that to be fully fulfilled, but we're moving in that direction, are we not?
Yeah. Now, what I could see happening, especially with some of these higher end cars, if it is the higher end brands that are doing it, is them lowering the initial buy-in cost for certain things. And then,
so you can get a $20,000 or a $50,000 car, you'd be able to spend $25,000 on it, but you won't get all the features with it.
Yeah, and so because all these features are all being electronically, almost 100% electronically driven and run anyways, it'd be almost easier to just run them on an unlock system for some of the higher end perks. Now, obviously, like, you either want the car with the moon roof or with the moon sunroof, or you don't. And maybe you build those 2 models. You either want a convertible or you don't. So maybe you still have a couple models. But yeah, for the most part, I could see it being like, okay, every car was just built with heated seats. Whether you have it or whether you don't depends on if you have $10 extra a month.
It just feels so weird to me having something that's in the car that is an option that you can't use. Like it and maybe it won't seem weird to people 10 years from now. Maybe that'll just be something that becomes more of a norm, but I don't know.
Okay, so I mean, I guess I deal with it in video games too. There are things that are stuck behind paywalls in video games all the time. They are codes. They already exist. You have them.
Right.
But they're just not activated and they're not unlocked. So I don't have that color scheme for my spaceship,
or that map or whatever.
So I mean, I guess I'm a little more familiar with it. And while I do understand it, I think I share that same frustration that, like, you sold me a car. My idea of the car is that I own everything inside of it. The fact that you've cut out my heated seats does seem really alien to me.
But you only need these heated seats in Florida for a month. One month. So I can pay for the 1 month of heated seats
Now
and
that's
not, and
that'd be
not,
the benefit.
you know, like, and not, why would I really have to pay for it like all year round, like if you live in Alaska or whatever, right? Like, it kind of
Now from
kinda
that
get
side,
that.
again, I can see it because, like, you know, there were cars that were sold regionally with different equipment just based on where they were being sent to, you know.
Sure.
Cars up in the super cold places have to be sold with all kinds of like battery jackets and all kinds of shit to help them not freeze.
Snow tires and chains and all
Yeah,
that, right?
The car tires that are sold on vehicles in Florida are different than the car tires they sell on vehicles in California, in Oregon, in the middle of the country where we get snow. They're different tires. So, but I could see them building one car and then being like, okay, cool. For the most part, this is the one model we send everybody, and that's it. And I am kind of cool and kind of desiring what you were talking about, Owen, when I can literally push a button and be like, my car is green today.
Yeah,
cool,
I'm gonna spend the, you know, $50 to change the color today or whatever it is. Like, that could be a thing, but who knows how they'll do it. We'll do one last thing before we get out of here. And usually I complain about commercials that I hate. Well, I finally found one that I love, and I feel like it might actually be someone that Tom knows. You know, Tom being from Boston, and Tom being what do they call him? South? Is it Southies? Like that?
Southie.
That whole
with
Southie
the horrible
thing?
accent.
Yeah.
Tom's not a Southie, but yeah.
He
Yeah,
isn't,
man.
but he knows him. Tom knows a guy just like this, and these commercials make me laugh every time. Are you familiar with Your Cousin from Boston? They're the Samuel Adams commercials.
What? No.
Your Cousin from Boston, and I'll just play the audio for you because he's always just a bit of a dick, and he's just. It's your cousin from Boston.
Would they just get Bill Burr to do all the commercials?
It might as well be, but
God
yeah. Here's one. Your cousin from Boston loves hoops.
What's up, Tom? Hey, what's this? Oh, got him. Classic. Your cousin from Boston. Okay, let's see the clicker. Money. Did it go?
As always.
It says bad boy in Gaelic. I think. Get out of here, Debbie. High five. I brought Sam.
Trying to play basketball, and he's just like, you know, like a friendly wife and you know, family in the yard, and he's just like bashing out like the you know, blocking all the shots. He's
being overly aggressive.
He's overly aggressive, but he always brings a little bit of Sam Adams, and that's what makes it okay for him to come round.
Boston Lager.
It's a great marketing campaign because like even this guy is such an asshole. He's
tolerable.
He's tolerable because he brings by the Sam Adams Boston Lager.
He's tolerable because we're all shit-faced
Sam
wasted.
Adams gotta be my favorite president. You got some here, bud. Whoa, got him again. Twice. We're all friends now.
The best one's the one at the wedding. You never heard this one? Hang on.
Wedding day, huh, boys? Been there, done that. Twice. Your cousin from Boston.
So he gets invited to the wedding, and he shows up at the wedding. He's already like, yeah, I already banged her like twice, basically, is what he's saying about the bride. It's there.
3 times if you count Chrissy. Chrissy's right there. Oh, where's the other line? Fair enough. Karen, I'm just gonna say what everyone here is thinking. You look smoking. Total smoke show. Right, Mikey? You know what I'm talking about. You guys used to date. And they never did find his finger. They had to close the pool for like an hour. Where you want me? Here? Okay. You're the artist.
Him at the wedding.
Steak tartare, medium well, please.
He's
Medium
the best.
I brought a date named Sam, Boston Lager.
This is again the only thing that he goes up to the wedding party and like they're finally all like, oh fuck this guy, and he's like brings up his 6-pack of Boston Lager, and everything's
Oh,
good.
6-pack.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers. Marriage is a balance, like barley and hops, and it's over too soon. Right, Chrissy?
Oh my God.
Don't you fall in love with me. Oh, wow. Have you ever been there, done that?
Sorry, no. I just love it. Like I felt the need for every shit commercial that I put these people through, and that drives me insane. I can honestly say that your cousin from Boston, he makes me laugh, and I enjoy him.
I'm probably gonna have to check. There's a couple of these, so I might have to check these out
Yeah.
after I get off. After we're done with this.
Yeah, you
This might
should.
be
They're
pretty
funny. They're really funny, man. Like I want to know who the comedian is. I'm sure we could look it up eventually, but you can tell like it's obviously some comedic actor that's been doing these. Shall we, boys, get out of here for the evenings?
Ooh,
I think we're about.
yes.
I think we're about there. It's been a fun one. I really enjoyed tonight's show. Mikey, tell everybody about Oh No Gaming while we're here.
Well, as I've told you before, guys, you can check me out. It's kind of sporadic when I get this done just because of my work schedule. But I do like to stream, and you can see all that footage over on Twitch at twitch.tv/ONRS_MikeB. You can also check out all that game footage on YouTube at Mike Bearable, MikeBerable. And eventually, as soon as I get around to it, I'm going to fire up the old Facebook Gaming Facebook page, and that'll be another way to check me out while I play video games for all of you fun peoples out there.
Yeah, on top of that, there's Ono Wrestling. Please check that out if you're a fan of the Graps. Anyway, you know how to find us. And also, you know, if you're listening on just the podcast, remember to find us every Thursday, twitch.tv/ONRS live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're now affiliates, so we'd appreciate it if you subscribe, and there's a way to do that, and link your Amazon Prime account, and you can give us money for free. I'll be putting out an infographic about that later. We're working on that. We've got shirts coming soon, and I'll be honest, some of the designs are pretty fucking tits. Patreon.com/ONRS. Ty, why don't you promote your lawn business?
Hey, you know, if you're around Fond du Lac or St. Peter, Wisconsin,
And
you got a lawn, I guarantee it. You have grass somewhere in your life.
Can you help them
Hit
out?
me up.
Yeah.
I can trim this lawn, make it look right.
All right.
So,
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good promotion right there. Just find us on our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Ono Radio Show. What do we say when we get out of here for the show, boys? Eat We'll see you next week.
Eat 'em.
Eat 'em.
Mega dicks.